We had another incident. And look, I will tell you this. I don't blame Angel Reese for being mad because Bree Hartley pulls Angel Reese's hair. Okay? However, you can be mad and you don't have to lose complete control.
Angel Reese just tossed up a triple-double, but let's not get distracted by the stat sheet, because the real headline was her sudden transformation into the WNBA's answer to Stone Cold Steve Austin. After a little hair tug, Reese flipped from player to action movie villain, lashes flying, braids catching air, and enough side-eye to slice through a brick wall. The game might have ended, but the drama had just begun. This wasn't post-game emotion. It was a full-blown episode of Real Housewives of the Paint, and all that was missing was someone flipping a table.
At their home court. Her name may be Angel, but she far from God, okay? Because this was a very spicy game. It was giving very passionate, it was giving aggressive, it was giving tenacity, being ferocious. Because why Angel Reese pressed both Bria Hartley, Olivia Nelson-Ododa, and Tina Charles, okay? Because Bria Hartley accidentally grabbed one of her braids. How do you accidentally pull somebody's hair? Now, come on now. Specifically on a play like that, you're supposed to be guarding somebody. Angel Reese trying to go up for a layup or whatever she was doing, and like Bria Hartley like just grabbed one of her pigtails, one of her braids that was like braided down to her like her waist. And Angel Reese, of course, she had the right to react the way that she did.
Now, let's talk about the actual foul here. And it's not her field goal percentage. It's the hair grab. Not the 10 boards. Not the double-digit box score. No, it's the fact that in a professional league, someone decided it was totally fine to snatch another player's braid, like she was shopping for wigs in a rush. And then Reese decides to swing her arms ready to throw hands. How is this not being treated like the sports crime it is? NBA guys sneeze wrong and get techs, but Reese out here reeling in opponents like she's deep-sea fishing. If you think Reese should be suspended, comment "me bounds" down below. Let's go.
And she's going to pull Angel Reese's hair. Oh, here we go again. All right. And you see Angel Reese pushed Olivia Nelson-Ododa, Nelson-Ododa right there. There's the hair pull. Now watch her just walk in to separate, and she has to lose her mind.
You can't just grab hair and expect people to clap. This isn't 8th grade gym class or a high school hallway scrap. It's the WNBA. And don't insult us by calling it incidental contact. That was a straight-up tactical yank, like she was trying to disarm a tripwire. Don't get me wrong, that hair pull should be a flagrant, but what Reese did is just as worse. And instead of calling it out, people bent over backward to frame her as the emotional underdog. She's just passionate. Oh, please. If someone so much as breathed in her direction, we'd already be halfway through a SportsCenter debate and a Twitter think piece.
Angel Reese, why does she get so tough with the little ones? Why does Angel Reese act like this big, tough, and rugged chick when it comes to the small people? You know, she likes to get at the smaller people on the court, but when a bigger person steps to her, she gets a little bit more timid and meek.
But because it was Angel Reese, the league apparently responded with a group hug and a juice pouch. She racks up a triple-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, and a solid 10 outbursts. And suddenly it's like she reinvented the game of basketball. Triple-double or not, that performance was barely enough to impress her own shoelaces. But ESPN? They practically threw her a parade. Historic night for Angel Reese. Really? Historic for what? Cranking the drama dial up to 100 while shooting 28%?
Now, Angel Reese today had a triple-double. And the world is probably going to explode on that. She had 11 assists, two turnovers only, which is actually pretty impressive. Her teammates obviously made some shots. She was only 2 of 7 from the field. So she shot 28.5% from the field to end up with her, 10, 11 points or whatever it was. And she got most of her points from the free throw line. But that wasn't the story of her game today against Connecticut.
Yes, a triple-double is nice if you're not chucking up bricks like you're doing construction work. But somehow, that low-efficiency stat line became the storyline of the week. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark drops a clean 30, takes more hits than a crash test dummy, and doesn't get a single headline unless it involves someone body-checking her into next week. Reese gets a mid-range stat night, and ESPN acts like she solved world hunger. Are we giving out MVPs based on vibes now?
The story of her game today was hair pull. The hair pulling. and her reaction to her hair being pulled. And now, in a vacuum, I actually don't have much issue with the reaction that she had from her hair being pulled. I really don't. Can't say I have any issue with her reaction, just being real. What I have an issue with is her being such a hypocrite, because she's a hypocrite.
And the irony? It's Olympic level. Angel Reese is out here treating her own hair like it's priceless Fabergé crystal. One finger gets close and she's in full courtroom testimony mode. But someone else's braid? That's apparently open game. The double standard is blinding. You can't demand reverence for your curls while turning your opponent's scalp into a tug-of-war competition. That's not fierce. That's just hypocritical.
So lads, today we're going to be talking about the Sun and Sky game, and the Sky got their third win of the season, putting them to third last in the W, which isn't, like, they're 3-7. They're not good. Like, they're almost certainly not going to make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, look, it's not like they're not going to be a half a game off the Mystics if the Mystics lose today. We also really want the Mystics to win today.
The worst part isn't even the foul. It's the smugness afterward. That I did something legendary look. As if yanking hair and acting like you just won a Nobel Prize are somehow compatible. She struts like she authored the Constitution, and every text she earns is some misunderstood artistic expression. Angel Reese's whole act is exhausting. Not because she's competitive, but because she's constantly playing the misunderstood genius when she's just being messy. She walks into every arena like the league should be thankful she showed up. Every foul? Never her fault. Every skirmish? Clearly someone else disrespecting her. And the second anyone calls it out, they're just jealous. She treats every mild critique like it's a federal case and any accountability like it's a personal attack. The attitude isn't confidence, it's deflection wrapped in drama. Some people say she's being unapologetically herself. Great. But if herself includes pulling hair and playing the victim simultaneously, maybe we stop applauding it.
Trying to be the peacemaker, trying to, be the de-escalator. She got pushed. Angel Reese pushed her about it. She said, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Run the fade right now. You done pulled my hair. You know what you did. You did it on purpose. And then Tina Charles, okay? Who's supposed to be like, the calm, cool, collected one, the more mature one, the one who got like all the skills and like, just the foresight, the wisdom. She's older. She's mature. She's been in the season for like what? This is her 16th, 17th season in the W. Tina Charles pressed Angel Reese. They look like they was about to jump her.
Even worse than the antics are the commentators who act like every tantrum is some grand cultural moment. She's changing the game. No, she's changing the channel. Straight to reality TV. Reese flailing mid-game is treated like art, while her stats are displayed like museum pieces. And all the while, the blatant foul, the part where she physically grabbed another player mid-possession, is just shrugged off because, hey, she got some rebounds. So let's do a quick sanity check. Imagine Caitlin Clark pulling a stunt like that. Imagine the outcry, the columns, the what message are we sending? Outrage. But when it's Reese, we're supposed to praise her edge and ignore the fact that she just turned a basketball game into WrestleMania. One solid stat line doesn't erase the mess. That's like awarding someone Citizen of the Year right after they keyed a car, but happened to help an old lady cross the street.
You can see in this play, you got Angel Reese going up for a rebound.
We mentioned the
And here comes the player behind her.
physicality and that last possession.
She's got her left hand right here on a braid of Angel Reese. Yanks that shit. I want the ball.
The contact being let go.
And Angel Reese throws her hand out. I get that. I get all that. This is where she goes a little bit, does her thing a little too much.
This time, I think it was accidental.
So Nelson Ododa is separating them. She's not pushing Angel Reese. And Angel Reese is acting like she's so big and tough.
At some point, we've got to draw the line. Competitive fire? Love it. Physical play? Sure. But dirty tactics wrapped in diva energy and then dressed up as misunderstood greatness? That's not growing the game. That's turning it into a circus. And Caitlin Clark? She's out here balling, taking hits, and somehow still keeping her composure. She doesn't need to yank braids to dominate. She just plays, elevates everyone around her, and makes the league look like the future. Meanwhile, Reese is too busy playing both the villain and the martyr. And eventually, that act wears thin. Because it's one thing to play hard. It's another to play dirty and then demand applause for it.
By Hartley, and then Reese just with a big reaction. And Tina Charles, being the vet that she is, gonna stick up for her team.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate the comedy of it all. Angel Reese's latest drama completely hiked her own team's win. The Chicago Sky could have used this victory as a statement, but nah. That shine got buried beneath another one-woman Broadway audition starring Reese as the misunderstood anti-hero. She doesn't just show up to play ball. She arrives with subplots, side quests, and enough baggage to need TSA pre-check. Every game comes with drama like it's part of the playbook. A scuffle here, a glare there, maybe a post-game tweet that needs a translator. And yet somehow, she still thinks she's league representative material. Like, really? This is what you want headlining the WNBA? An ongoing identity crisis with glitter and grudges? Hard pass. The league deserves a face, not a full-blown telenovela.
You're my darling. I'm scrolling through the Twitter streets. You guys know how I do. Pedal to the metal. I got a lead foot. It is what it is, but I see something off in the distance, and it is a sign. And that sign says, more of a billboard, if you will. It says, Chicago Sky's Angel Reese directly addresses major criticism about her game. Now, my initial thoughts, my initial reactions is, why are we addressing criticisms about our game? Shouldn't we be working on our game? Shouldn't we be in the training facility? Shouldn't we be in the practice facility? Shouldn't we be in the gym? Shouldn't we be doing something that, I don't know, enhances our game? Nah.
And what's wild is that people are still lining up to crown her queen for doing the bare minimum. 10 boards and a couple passes suddenly makes you royalty. That's like giving out Oscars for Best Supporting Role in a Meltdown. This isn't revolutionary. It's a rerun. She's not redefining greatness. She's just throwing tantrums in high definition. But sure, let's keep boosting the narrative. Let's pretend the hair-pulling and hostile glares are part of a masterclass in competitive spirit. Let's all conveniently forget that the same media praising her passion would have burned any other player alive for half of what she pulls. It's WNBA selective memory at its finest. Reese could run onto the court with scissors, and someone would still call it unapologetic energy. And don't kid yourself, this isn't accidental. Angel Reese thrives on the chaos. The more buzz, the better. Strip away the flare-ups and fake outrage, and what are you left with? A couple solid rebounds wrapped in a whole lot of "look at me." This isn't about basketball. It's about staying in the trending tab. If the game goes quiet, she hits the panic button. She's less focused on winning the game and more obsessed with winning the conversation. If it's not dramatic, it doesn't exist. She feeds off of gasps, groans, and gifs.
A bit more unhinged than I actually thought, to be fair. This is a little bit more concerning than I actually thought.
That's not grit. That's theater. She wants the headlines, even if it means playing the villain with a microphone in one hand and a mirror in the other. Forget rings. She's chasing retweets. The box score is just a prop. The real performance is in the memes. Nobody remembers if her team won. They remember the post-game stare down, the exaggerated flops, the "I got grazed but I'm dying" Oscar moments. And somehow, that's become part of the brand. One minute she's provoking, the next she's playing victim. It's a reality show disguised as a stat sheet. And here's where it gets especially exhausting. She knows the league won't check her. If anything, they encourage it. Angel Reese treats the W like her own personal drama series, and no one's stepping in with even a warning label. Why would she change? There are no consequences. She knows exactly where the line is, and she tiptoes right past it in custom kicks. This isn't ignorance, it's strategy. She's acting out because she knows every stunt comes with attention, and attention is currency.
This is a team that they might say that they get along. They might say that they're all friends and everything's fine in the locker room, but yikes, come on, look at that. Alicia Gray's back's turned to the play. Brianna Jones is face guarding Camila Cardoso, and Rachel Banham just refuses to give Angel Reese the ball, and the Chicago Sky get a shot clock violation. I'm not sure what's going on over there in Chicago.
She's made a sport out of hypocrisy. Foul someone hard? That's just her being fierce. Get fouled back? Suddenly, she's dialing the empathy hotline. It's a 3-act play every game: provoke, perform, and protest. You could literally write her post-game quotes before the game ends. She'll blame someone, brag about being her, and soak in the spotlight like it's a tanning bed. Wash, rinse, repeat. And it's a tragedy, really. Because underneath the distractions, the girl can actually play. She's got instincts. She's got grit. But you wouldn't know it through the noise. The highlight reel is buried beneath the TMZ footage. And instead of being celebrated for her grind, she's remembered for the madness she brings to the floor. If she just showed up and balled like we all know she can, she'd earn respect. But that's not enough for Angel. She's not interested in being a basketball player. She wants to be a headline. And that's the problem.
Last year, you made a powerful statement saying the reason people are watching women's basketball is not just because of one player, but because of you too.
I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too.
A year later, do you feel like you're
Next question.
Angel Reese can't proudly accept the role of the villain, then beg people for sympathy. You can't complain about mythical racism. You can't create stories of fake racism that get exposed, then ask people to feel sorry for you.
Because guess what? People aren't going to take it forever. You can only throw elbows and roll your eyes so many times before someone decides to throw them back. There's a limit to how long players will tolerate being baited. Eventually, the league's going to have to pick. Do they want entertainment or do they want credibility?
Caitlin Clark is more mature. Caitlin Clark has decorum.
Caitlin Clark obviously is jet fuel to its popularity.
Caitlin Clark is far better of a basketball player and has made such a tremendous impact in a greater number, more so than Angel Reese. Everybody knows that. Her college career was better. The stadium sales, the WNBA popularity has gone up because Caitlin Clark.
Angel Reese moves like she's the main character of a soap opera no one asked for. And she's written herself as the star, the underdog, and the misunderstood martyr all in one. So when she starts drama and it goes viral, that's not blowback. It's exactly what she wanted. The criticism, fuel, the outrage, marketing. The more we talk, the more she wins because she's not after the W on the scoreboard. She's after the W in engagement. And look, if that's the game she wants to play, fine. But let's stop pretending it's about basketball. Let's stop pretending that hair pulling and hissy fits are some misunderstood form of passion. Let's stop calling tantrums unapologetic and flops strategy. Because the truth is, Angel Reese isn't chasing greatness. She's chasing relevance. And right now, she's winning, but not in the way that actually matters. So when the final buzzer sounds and the cameras stop rolling, the question is simple. Are you remembered for your impact or just for the mess you left behind? If you think Reese should be suspended, comment "Me Bounds" down below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.